Hello. This lecture is going to be internal walls that we are going to draw in for this project. So let's start with that. Under the additional resources is a screenshot of the wall intersection join as per SANS, showcasing how to draw that connection over here. So let's get to it. Okay, so let me just ungroup these studs from the previous class with our array. Ungroup. Let's start with this corner. So all our main studs are centered. So we're going to use our 38 by 114 stud again. So on your keyboard, CO for copy. We'll just move that in. Let's put it at 120. Let's put another one. Let's just check our size. It's on 100. That needs to be 138. 114, apologies. Let's take another stud, copy. Press spacebar to rotate, AL for align. Make sure you get the sides of our base plate. It's going to sit like that. So now we add the small blocking piece there for our external corners. For the internal corner, we're going to create a new one. So just head over to your properties panel, select edit type, duplicate, and now we are going to create 114 by 38 millimeter block piece. Let's go adjust the size. So now I've selected that one and it changed. So let's go back to our properties panel, switch it back to the original one. Now let's place our block piece for our internal wall. Let's go to structure, column, make sure you select your 114 by 38 block piece. Just go check where is it hiding. So now I have to, sometimes there's preset functions on your constraints, so just make sure you select finish floor level offset by 38 due to our base plate, top level wall height. So now let's draw in a base plate underneath that. Let's quickly going to align this. Let's go to beam. Let's noggins. So I need to do a base plate. Let's duplicate 38 by 114 millimeter base plate. Select the center. Let's draw it out to there. Just check. Okay. So Z justification, we need to make 38 so that it sits on the floor. So it move that side as well. Let's go to floor plan. I'm going to select all our noggins and hide it so we can double check instances like these. Okay, just going to select all of these. Let's make a base plate. Okay, so these studs must also be spaced at 600 centimeters maximum. So let's select our stud on the wall. AR on your keyboard for array. Make sure you're on last. Place it on the end of a base plate. Let's check 10. See if it works out. 422. Maybe 9 will work better. Try and get as close as possible to 600. Okay, let's keep it at 8. So there's that wall. Select all these at the top. Duplicate. Just gonna name it top plate. Got to put in the size. Rename 114 by 38 millimeter. Top plate. There we go. So now what you can do is just take that one, copy, paste the selected levels, wall height, okay. It is not a base plate, so let's change it back to a top plate. So make sure that the family we are using is correct. So yeah, it moved. Just draw it that way. And there is our first internal wall. Let's just go to the family. Check if there's any internal material settings. I have to select it here. Timber material. Search up top new timber material. Let's just quickly create all our internal walls and then we can add our noggins. So this wall here is nice and straight. Let's go down to structure, beam, base plate, and let's draw it in. Let's just move this one back. Let's check. We have stud. Let's just ungroup them. So now CO on your keyboard for copy. Just create 3 copies. select the stud, press spacebar for it to rotate. AL on your keyboard. Let's just select the internal side of our base plate. Now we know where this one needs to connect. There we go. So now you can press AL on your keyboard for align. Just select. And now we need to add our blocking piece again. So let's go to architecture, structure, column. Make sure you have your blocking piece. It's still doing that. And this is needs to be there. Change this one again. 8 wall height. Okay, so let's take this one, copy it to clipboard in your top ribbon, paste, align to selected levels, wall height. Okay. Just double check that it is. Okay, so I need to remove that top one to align. Okay, no, should not be going with it. Let's just press align. Keep those together. Check what's happening here with the top one. Align those. Select the side and align that as well. So now we know it's nice and flush. Now I just need to double check our join here. Press align. Just align all those points. Lock it so when something moves, it'll move with it so that you don't have to redo all your connection points. Okay, so now we need to take this part. You can select all of them. Just select these ones, we need to ungroup again. Just select them. CO on the keyboard. If you don't want to copy, you can just select all of them again. Mirror by draw axis. We're going to draw in the center line of our base plate and we'll flick it over for us. So there we have our joining connection. Now to rinse and repeat for this one, go to your top ribbon panel, mirror draw by axis. And there we have our connection. See, this one probably moved a bit because it's not flush. So there's AL on your keyboard and just align all these spots. So these we're gonna leave as is. Let's just remove this one. Let's check what's happening with our base plate. Okay, so this one we're gonna array. Make sure you're on last. Let's click on top right corner of that stud. Just select that. Press align. Select the stud. place it over there. 15. I think we need to go with 18 again. Let's check, double check our spacing. 620. Let's make it even 20. 554. So there we have those ones. So now that we have created this first wall, we can select our base plate and our studs, but let's just ungroup all of these. Ungroup, select our timber work, just get that blocking piece as well, and that blocking piece. Just grab those ones. So now we can create a big group. Let's just call it wall 01. So on your keyboard, press CO for copy. Let's select one of our studs inside of our walls and move it roughly to where that outline of the image is. So there's our 1, 2. Now we have almost our structure in place. Just take our base plate that we have selected, copy to your clipboard, align to selected levels, wall height. And there we have almost a nice looking timber structure. Let's just quickly draw in base plates again. Base plate. Let's just move this one up from the stud so we can use that stud. Make sure it needs to snap. Put it there. We won't be drawing in closets because that can be done without the timber frame. That doesn't need to be structural to draw in. You can build a closet into the wall if you would like to do that. But for this exercise, I think we have our wall construction under the knee by now. So we won't be drawing in any closets. Let's just add another reference planes. Copy that over. Let's do this one. So 1.2 as well. 900. And 1.2. And just check these ones. Their Z offset value to 38. And let's align that and that. Okay, so this one isn't nice and plumb, so you can move this down. Let's put it there. So we can create another, just copy this, copy and paste. So now we have that one in place. Let's check this one, just align. As we can see, those two studs are not at the correct position. So let's just move it down a bit. And let's take these that we copied earlier, so CO on your keyboard, and let's copy them over to our new wall. So let's just do a mirror again. Remember, mirror draw by axis, because we are going to choose the middle of this base plate, and let's need to make sure that it always aligns proper. Just lock it in place so that we know they won't move again. There we go. I'm just going to copy that part with the blocking piece. I'm just going to make sure with the line that it is nice, plumb. So I'm just delete this stud, ungroup and delete. It's coming along very nicely. So let's select our stud over there, AR on your keyboard for array. Make sure you're on the last one. Okay, so we have basically 1.8. You can put in 4 studs here. Let's do this one, ungroup, AR on your keyboard for array. Our spacing is 1.5, so 3 would be sufficient, I believe. No, let's go with 4. Just double check these spacings. Okay. So let's put in our top plates. Copy to clipboard, paste, align to selected views. Wall height, press OK. Now we just need to select the top plate. See that one moved up a bit, and we can press AL on our keyboard. Okay, that one's fine. Let's check why it is doing this. So now I just need to select all the instances. Oh, this one is still base plate. Add our material. check these three base plates. It's okay. New timber material, okay. There we have our internal walls on our little floor slab. So for the next lecture, we would be doing all our openings for our windows, doors. We'll be doing that. And then once we have completed our window and door openings, we will start with the interior side of our walls with a 16.5mm plasterboard, which we will be adding individually to each wall to make sure everything runs smoothly with a corner sweep on the interior side.